We are learning Mishna Kiddushin, Paragimel, chapter 3, Mishnah Zayin, Mishnah 7. So we know that a father has the ability to accept Kiddushin for his daughter under the age of 12 and a half. So what happened here is the following. Kidashti Esbiti. A man says, I made Kiddushin for my daughter. I accepted Kiddushin from a man for my daughter. But I don't know who I was Makadosh her to. Okay? He knows he received Kiddushin from someone, but, he can't identify the guy. He says, basically, I kind of lost track of him. So I don't know who the guy is. Uba echad va'amar, and somebody comes forth and says, Ani kilashtiya, I am the one who was Makadosh her. Says the Mishnah, Neman, he is believed. He is believed to say that he is the one who married her. Now, let me read here from the bottom. We will learn in Mishnah 8 that a father is believed to say whether his young daughter is married or not. Meaning there's a premise here. The fact that he says, I married off my daughter, who says you're believed to say that? The answer is, as we will learn, he can. We know he can marry her off, and therefore that's the basis to say that he's believed to say that she's married. Okay? So, but the fact that he says now, I married her off, I accept the Kiddushin for her, that means she's married. She's married. Now, problem is we don't know who the Makadosh is. We don't know who the person that she's married to is. And here marriage we're talking about the Kiddushin, the step before the chuppah. Therefore, that's just the case here. Therefore, if he says that he accepted Kiddushin on her behalf, he's believed. Okay, now as a result, if he cannot find out to whom she's betrothed, she cannot marry anyone. If he says that she's married, we don't know, and he doesn't know who to identify the person who did it, who married her, she's stuck. Okay, so now we have a situation where one person showed up and he said, I'm the one who was Makadosh her. Says the Mishnah Neman, he is believed. The reason why he is believed is because it's assumed that a person would not lie about such a matter to her father because the father would know whether he is lying. Meaning, for a guy to show up and say, I'm the one who did it, right? He realized he knows that if he's not the guy, father's going to say, oh, it wasn't you. Because it's not like the guy, my understanding here in this case is, it's not like the father completely forgets who it is. If he would see the person, right, he would know, is this the guy or not? So anybody who comes forth to say that I'm the one who was Makadosh her, is basically taking the chance that if he's not saying the truth, he's going to be, the father is going to say no, and it's going to be a very embarrassing situation. So because of the fact that a person has what's called mirsis, he is concerned, he's afraid that maybe the father is going to, contradict him. So when he comes forth and he says, I did it, and the father doesn't contradict him, we believe him. There's a belief based on the fact that a person wouldn't do this if he wasn't saying the truth. Because if he's not telling the truth, he knows he's going to get caught. So if he comes forth and he does it, that is enough of a basis to say that he's telling the truth. Now, what if the case, instead of one person shows up and says, I was the one who's Makadosh her, we have the following. Ze amar ani kidashtiya. One person says, I was Makadosh her. Ze amar ani kidashtiya. And the other person says, I'm the one who's Makadosh her. Meaning we have two people showing up, both claiming they're the ones who made the Kiddushin, which means somebody for sure is lying. That's just a fact. It can't be both. So in this such case, we know somebody's lying, which means he doesn't care about what the father may say or not. Okay, so now what happens now? Says the Mishnah, Shnehem Neistim get. They both have to give her a get. I mean, she can't go and decide, oh, I like you better than the other guy. Maybe she's married to the other person. So she's stuck. She can't, these two people are going to have to give her a get for her to be able, let's say, to marry a third person. The imratzu echad, now if they want, echad noisin get, echad kainis. One can give her a get, and one can take it for a wife. As long as one gives her a get, right? So we know that if he was the one who married her, she's not married to him anymore. And therefore, the other guy can go and marry her. he may have to make another. He's going to probably have to make. He has to make another Kiddushin in case the other person's Kiddushin came first. But at the end of the day, that person has given her a get, so now he can marry her. Now, the point here, as they bring down in the notes, a very interesting point. So we say that if each one says, I was Makadisher, she needs to get from both, meaning we don't know. She needs a divorce from both. We don't know to whom she's Mekudeshes to. Mm-hmm. Now, what's interesting is they bring down here from the commentary of the Meiri, although one of them is definitely lying, it is more likely that only one is lying and the other one is telling the truth than that they are both lying. Mm-hmm. It is thus assumed that she is married to one of them and not to a third man. Accordingly, as long as both of them give her a get, she is free to remarry. Meaning, the point here is that, okay, somebody's lying here. Somebody's lying. Well, because it's possible each one is lying, maybe, it really was another person. It was another person. And if it's another person, then them giving her a get's not going to help. Because maybe she's married to somebody else. So the Mishnah is telling us that. To go in and say both are lying, right? Both have the chutzpah to come and lie to the father's face, that we don't say. Mm-hmm. And therefore, it's either one of these guys. And therefore, if both of them give her a get, both of them divorce her, she'll be able to marry a third person. The Mishnah also says, if one of them decides, okay, I'll give her a get, and the other one can marry her, that is also acceptable. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Rabbi. But not to go in.